Most High God, please block anybody trying to interfere with this reading and this video. Do step in and deliver your messages to we, your children. Thank you. So, hello everybody. Let's see, what's the next thing that God want to highlight in this case? As y'all but know by now, the Taurus male is my baby daddy. That's Malika's daddy. And the Leo female that came out in part 1, that's Malika's sign. So clearly, these readings are generally about my case. And that's why I decided I'm going to do a separate reading. We have been using this deck to do the male readings, and then we're going to do the women only readings. Yeah, so we've been doing the men only readings to make sure everybody get their message, because I tried to do them, and when I did, the Taurus male and Leo female came out, so I realized this is more personal to my case than collective. There may be a few of you that are going through similar experience, so that's why in these messages I try to highlight my personal story for the people who need to know what happened in my story, and I also try to deliver the message from a general standpoint afterwards, so that everybody else who is going through this similar situation can have some kind of understanding as to how it applies to them and their story. Because with these people who are fighting against me, they have like a set of plays that they do. They're not very creative. They tend to repeat the same tricks over and over and over again, like with the water situation that I'm suffering here, which is why Malika's bed is here on the floor. And we live in right now, so I got clothes out there hang up, and I don't really care. At least they look neat. So who don't like it, too bad. This is real life. Okay, this is my circumstance, and that's it. Yeah, at the house in Uxbridge, it was also water damage. Okay, they poke a big hole in my roof and gave me hell with water damage. So it's like they keep repeating the same tactics to annoy us. It might vary slightly, but generally it'll be the same. Okay, so when you hear the details of the story, just fit the bits where the way that they resonate in your story, okay? Because I'm sure you'll be able to see the similarities. Okay, so let's get this started. Does their energy seem familiar? Like I said, you'll be able to see the similarities in my story and your story, although they're not exactly the same. Okay, and we got age over 10,000 years, so it's just been the same for a long time. And then we have Indian energy. What's that about? At the bottom of the deck, okay, we got African. I'm being told to show you the next one, which I saw was Thug Life. Indian. What does that mean? Indian. work for what you want. God isn't telling me what it means by Indian. Like, where does that come in? But God was like, break down the word in the. So I need some a fifth ton. Gotta start up my device. Hang on. Wow. Dead too. Dian. The name Dian has multiple origins, most commonly serving as a feminine given name, meaning divine, heavenly, or bright. It traces back to diverse cultural roots, ranging from ancient Roman mythology to Indonesian and Chinese languages. Depending on its cultural context, Dian, D-I-A-N, can refer to number one, Latin and Celtic origin, meaning divine, goddess-like, or shining one. So let's see. Okay, so does their energy seem familiar? They've been doing it for thousands of years, and in Dian. So the energy that was standing out for me is the shining one. So it's like it's plain to see. So that's where God was bringing in the in Dian, in plain sight. So yeah, does the energy seem familiar? It's in plain sight. You see how that works? I was like, yeah. Yo, the earth is the Lord and the Lord's. Not quite liking my hair right now. I think that's the Libra in me. But you know what else? I know you can't smell my armpits, but I can. Hang on. Making a quick stop. Yes. Not nice. There's something in my body coming up. That's the wash. And this is the rinse. It works. I smell better. I like myself more after this. Shit, you can't smell it, but I can. Yes. Fantastical. All right, dash that in the bin. And then we get another one. And we wash our hands. Allow me. Shit. My name is Survivor, okay? What I do is survive. I'm a professional survivalist. I'm a professional survivorist. Shit. We makes ways out of what seem like no ways. Fuck that. Not 100%. I do need to shower, but it's better. I'll have to live with that. Okay. So yeah, and we know the African energy as the underlying issue is the original energy because all started in Africa. Okay. And then we got thug life. You see their fingerprint. Okay. So my story, you could see uh you can see similarities in my story. I know it's not going to be a lot of us because what this is about is those who are as elevated as myself. Okay, so these would be some of the 144,000, aka the light workers, aka earth angels, you know, those would be you. So that's why I had to do the other readings that covered the general population as well. Okay. So yeah, fingerprint and they got fake license. They don't have no rights to be doing this, but they do it anyway. Okay. Yeah. They're trying to change us. They're trying to change us, trying to give us new names, meaning how people see us. So if people see us as quote unquote real, they try to make us look like we're fake. As if people see us as nice, they try to make us look like we're mean. If people see us as rich, they try to make us look like we're poor. If people see us as ambitious, they try to make us look like we're lazy. So they're changing our name, changing the way that people see us, changing the way that people relate to us. So this reading is quite personal, but like I said, I try to use the language afterwards to generalize it so that those of you who are also going through something similar can see it and fit yourself in the story as well. Okay, because I know it applies to more than just me. All right, so let's see what's the message now that God wants to highlight in this situation with my baby father. I look forward to when it's time to do the Leo female. Let's see what God wanna highlight about Malika. So when I'm highlighting what God wanna highlight about Malika, it would relate to somebody in your life that is close to you. So it may not be your daughter, but it may be a niece or a best friend or something like that. You know, somebody closely related to you. So this Taurus male may not be talking about your baby daddy, may be talking about somebody else close to you. Okay, fit the characters in the way that they fit into your story. But the I don't know what MO is. Well, I'm hearing MO. So basically the general way of doing things and the general story, it applies to all of us who resonate. Okay. It'll just be slightly different for each of us. Excuse me. My nose. So my garbage has finally been picked up, y'all. Thank you very much to Pata. and everybody else who sent down the command to do that. I appreciate you. May God bless you for your blessing to me. Okay, so we got some messages. So we got age over 300 years. We got digital ID, new location, new job, and Caribbean. Brr. Let's see what's at the bottom of the deck for this one. A new life. Brr. What is this about, Most High? Okay, that's it. Dig some more. So a new life, fake license, fingerprint, thug life, African, Indian, police, and I'm feeling one more, DNA. Um, so I'm getting like they've been looking for us. They're looking for the star beings, okay? They're looking for the light workers. They're looking for us because we're the ones who are going to change society. We're the ones who are going to basically change the whole narrative of the story of humans as we have known it up until this point. The people who run society for thousands of years, they know that once we enter this realm, the physical realm, they know what we have come here to do. They know what we were birthed to do. Okay? So it's not like we are trying to change society because we want to. You know, the way that we were created and programmed is like we know that change needs to happen. It's just natural for us. Okay? So new job in the Caribbean. So we we in the Caribbean, or at least me, I don't know how many of you in the how many of us are in the Caribbean, but for 300 years, it's like they've been tracking us, and now we've been showing up in the Caribbean. Okay, the light workers, the earth angels. There's some of us in the Caribbean, and I'm one of them. So let's see. The underlying issue is new life. Okay, like I say, we are the new world order. We have come to change things. That's what we do, because it's been long enough that they have been playing around with humanity and not taking their role as the movers and shakers of humanity seriously. They're not handling their job as guardians of the galaxy with the level of responsibility that is required. And that means they're going to put everybody, well, they have put everybody in danger. They who? Pata and all the people who have been running society. Pata and these governments and all these other people who get to call the shots in society. They are putting all of us in danger in so many different ways. Okay? Because even when the US Air Force go to Antarctica, where we have these people who've just been living their lives, minding their business, these US Army people, they would go to Antarctica and play around with the inhabitants of Antarctica and steal their secrets and like their elevated intelligence. They steal their elevated intelligence, and then they come back and they use these things in a very negative way, and they're just making enemies everywhere that they go. And these are the people that are governing us and are standing up for us and are representing us. So in the earth and even beyond the earth. I don't know too much about beyond the earth, but I believe that there is a beyond somewhere. Okay. So, so if these people who are in positions of power are representing everyone, if they start a war, let's say they start an intergalactical war, I'm using words that I don't really know, but let's say they start a war with extraterrestrials, we are all in danger because they represent us. So unless those beings are intelligent enough to know that all of us are not responsible for the behavior of the few, they'll just wipe us all. And we can't allow that. We who know better, who have the courage to step in and do something to stop things like that from happening, it is our call and it is our inherent programming and our duty to do something about it. So we're basically like seriously saving the world. This isn't even a joke. So that's why I say children gonna do what children do. What I do, I am very responsible. I take life very seriously. And I am willing to do what I have to do for my safety. So it's not just about governments who make horrible policies that are not in the best interests of their subjects. It's not just about that. The what I stand for goes way beyond that. Because I need to ensure my safety and the safety of my children. Okay? These people do not represent me. If they are immature, if they are irresponsible with their positions of authority, they do not represent me. So when they start wars with people overseas or people interdimensionally or people out of space, however the hell it works, wherever they come from, I want them and everybody to know, do not include me in your shenanigans. Miss me with the nonsense. Because how many times have these people started wars overseas and the people who have absolutely nothing to do with the war, they suffer for it? That won't be me. That will not be me. Or else they're going to have problems. Return to sender. If they make irresponsible decisions and make it affect me, I'm going to make decisions affect them so they're feeling it too. No more shall these people sit in their air-conditioned offices and ride around in their Rolls Royces or whatever the fuck they feel like they is the most expensive car for make them look like they're the most high ranked and most important individual. They're not gonna get to do that comfortably anymore. So people like me, we are here to shake up the shakers. We are here to move the movers, and that's why they don't like me. That's why I was so important to send soldiers to manipulate in the grand scheme of things. That's why the US government and Ptah, the ancient god Ptah, and all of them saw me worthy of getting on the list. Because they know who I am and they know what I stand for. They know what I'm here to do. I didn't know myself. It took a while before I knew who I was and what I stood for. Because I knew I was a humanitarian, but the levels that God has raised me up to, I wasn't even thinking about all that. But I knew I wasn't here for the bullshit. That's all I knew about myself. I didn't know I had spiritual gifts. I wasn't 100% sure that magic was real. And slowly, as I live my life and time go by, everything I started to get evidence. Okay? So they knew who I was before I knew who I really am. Even when God told me I'm going to have my own city, I still don't really know exactly how high God want to elevate me. And right now, I still don't know how high God want to elevate me. But I know whatever position God put me in the future, it's going to be an elevated one. Because with the mindset that God has put into me, God has put me to be some kind of a leader or something. I know that that's coming. Okay. And if I'm going to have my own city, then obviously I'm going to be a mover and a shaker. And they know this, and they knew this before I did. Qatar and the US government and all these other governments, they knew this before I did. They knew this before the people around me did. And that's why they put my people against me. Okay, they come all the way to the Caribbean for me. New job in the Caribbean. Okay, because they've been tracking us for over 300 years. They've been waiting for us, the star beings, to manifest on earth. Okay, it's a thing. That's why y'all gotta be mindful of these babies that you're having now. You don't know who they really are. You don't know what they're truly here to do. Stop trying to control who your children become and let them show you who they are. Be mindful of deception, yes. But did my mother know what kind of child she was having when she gave birth to me? Did my father know who I really was when he conceived me and my mother gave birth to me? I don't think they did. Or maybe they did, I don't know. But if you know how important I am, then why would you not protect me with your whole life? Or maybe they did. Maybe it's me who just don't understand the story. Because my birth mother, I wasn't raised by my birth mother. Somehow I was either stolen or sold to Venerine. Venerine is a witch, a kitchen witch, who never really cared for me. I was a means to an end for her. And it's like, how many more of these children in the Greene family don't belong to the mothers that they're with? How many children in my family, period, don't belong to these people who are calling themselves their mother and their father? One thing I noticed with the children in this family, on Venerine side, the girls look like the men that are said to be our fathers, but we don't look like the woman. Duval and Shireen look like Bernard Richardson, which is the man who is said to be their father. Tristan and Travis, who are the children of Jacqueline, they look like Peterson, is that his name? From Anguilla. And he come from Anguilla and Bernard Richardson come from Anguilla. Venerine is said to have given birth to Duval in St. Thomas. My baby father is said to be born in St. Thomas. Do you see how the dots are connecting somehow? There's something going on here that's more than what I know about. Who are these people? This was all a setup from long time. These people knew who I was long time ago, and it's all been a setup. Nicole looked like Thomas Allen, who is said to be her father. But none of us look like Venerine. Tristan and Travis don't look like Jacqueline. Siobhan, who is also Jacqueline's daughter, she looked like, I think his name is Silford, who is said to be Siobhan's father. Nice, they call him, from Montserrat. But Siobhan don't look like Jacqueline. Cardon definitely don't look like Jacqueline. Where they get these children from? Who are these children? Cardon father is said to be a chef. Where the hell he come from? I wasn't paying attention. I was too young to pay attention and remember. But I think Cardon looked like the man that is said to be his father. He light skinned too, as far as I can remember. Don't quote me on that though. Dylan, the child of Sherma, he looked like this dude named Shaba in America, who is said to be his father. But Dylan don't look like Sherma. These are all sisters. Venerine, Jacqueline, and Sherma are so-called sisters. Donisha look like Shaba as well, but Donisha don't look like Sherma either. Who are these children and where they getting these? Where is the Greene family getting these children from? Junior for Velma, Ian Buffon Jr. He look like his father, but Junior don't look like Velma. TJ, who is Velma's last daughter, me don't even know who she look like. What going for the DNA? Tremaine, she look like Velma, in my opinion. Amor look like Uncle Dion, in my opinion. So who are these children? Are these children star children like myself and they're just putting us all to fight against each other? Because they don't know themselves just like I didn't know myself. uh, so the underlying issue, we got new life, a fake license. So somebody has been given authority to do something that they don't really have the authority to do. And we got fingerprint. A fingerprint is something unique to someone, which is thug life. So the uniqueness is this thug life. So like I said, they're putting these other people, they put Malachi. Malachi, who are you? Are you a star seed also? Do you know who you are? they've been tracking us digitally for 300 years. They know who we are. They've been watching the stars. They've been reading up on us. They know who we are. We don't know who we are. And it is their greatest pleasure to put us against one another because our powers are the same. And if they keep us divided, They think we're going to be less effective in our mission here on earth. So they keep y'all fighting against me all day, every day, hating me for no good reason when you're probably just like me. So instead of you spending your time getting to know yourself and know your power and know your purpose, you're spending your time thinking about how to destroy me all day, every day for years. Let's read on. So the fingerprint is thug life. They set y'all up on this thug life business. The US government, PATA, the secret societies, and everybody else that roped y'all into this let's ruin Shanel business. Let's put the light workers to fight against each other. Why? Because the light workers don't know themselves. Let's read on. So fingerprint thug life. Then we got African and then we got Indian. So the African energy is the first energy. Like I said, star energy. Africa is the cradle of all civilization. African men and women are the mothers and fathers of civilization. Okay? And then, as we found out with the Dian word, it talk about the shining one. That's what we do. Black people shine. Anything that we get involved in, we excel. We are beings of excellence without even trying. This is what we do. So when it comes to politics, we are beings of excellence. When it comes to fashion, medicine, architecture, farming, we are beings of excellence because that's just who we are. We are gods and goddesses of the earth. That doesn't mean to say that Indians and Chinese and white people aren't gods and goddesses of the earth as well, but they have been taught not to recognize the Africa in them. Because there was only one land. So we were all Africans. We all inhabited a different part of the land. But we are one. That's why you find black people in Chinese culture. Black people, I'm sure if you look in the Caucasus Mountain, back in the history, you're going to find black people. The Indians, clearly they have black in their blood. That's why you can have white light workers and Indian light workers and Chinese light workers. It's because it is in our DNA. We are all African children, no matter the tone of our skin. Over time, disasters happen and split the land. Some of it sink under the sea, but the map, if you were to see a real picture of the map, you could put the pieces back together as one land. We are one people. Depending on our proximity from the sun and other elements, that's where our skin and our hair texture and all that change to accommodate our environment, to protect us. Afro hair is afro to protect our head from the sun. European hair grow long to protect their body from the cold. They're hairy to protect themselves from the cold. Science tells us everything that we know, or we should know. Science will tell us everything that we should know. We are all Africans. White, black, Chinese, Indian, we are all black people. different shades, one nation. So white people are niggers too. But they are so separated because they've been taught to separate themselves from their original DNA. So they're fighting against their very internal structure. That's why they're so lost. That's why they're so deprived. Look at white people who actually live in Africa and who allow their souls to connect to the land. There's some different type of white people. Those who are real with themselves. They reconnect to the soul, the African soul that is them. It's not that they're trying to be a black man. It's that they are true to who they are. They're at peace with who they are. So they look like some different white people to the regular or the kind of white people that we see more prevalent in the world, the ones who have been whitewashed. They whitewash the white people to thinking that they're actually white people, like to thinking that they're different. And then they come up with all these explanations about Anunnaki made this and this made that to make us think that we are separate from each other, but we are not. This is so deep that we are not even separate from the viruses and the germs that exist. We and the lions of the jungle are family. We and the trees are family. We and the grass are family. We and the sky is family. We and the moon is family. That's how serious this is. There is no separation. Me and this sheet is family. Me and these cards are family. And you too. Do you see how distorted the thinking has taken us away? People like me have come to restore that oneness, restore that knowledge, restore that magic. And that's why they want to silence me. Because when I talk like this, I sound like I'm crazy to people who are too far removed from the real reality. They have been brainwashed, but they swear that I'm the one who is dysfunctional in my mind. People don't understand me because I'm too elevated, I'm too advanced. It was 18 years ago that I was saying certain things, sounding and looking like a crazy person. And now almost the whole world is saying the same things that I'm talking about with this secret organized crime. This international secret organized crime agency. I looked like a crazy person when I was saying it back then. And I look like a crazy person with the things that I'm saying to you now because they are new to you. It doesn't make them false. When you dissect everything, it comes right back down to one thing, the God particle, whatever that is. Everything that exists is God. Is made up of the God particle. There's nothing that exists. Even nothingness is made up of the God particle. That's how exceptional capital G, capital O, capital D is. I'm a baby in this, but I speak the language of angels. If you can't understand me, it's because you're not elevated enough. It's not because I'm crazy and I'm beneath you. Y'all thought I was beneath you years ago when I was telling y'all things that I was telling you that you're talking now. Y'all said I was crazy back then too. Remember that. So am I crazy now? White people are niggers too. There is no difference between us. We are one family. We are one blood. We just slightly differ because of our proximity to the sun and the type of soil that we live off of, the foods that we eat, the things that we do. That's where the difference comes in. But generally, we are the same. They are our brothers and sisters. We are their brothers and sisters. But these people who run society, the movers and shakers of society, decided, let's separate ourselves and let's elevate ourselves, as if they could survive without black. You can't survive without black. You can't survive without black thought, because it is who you are. It is your root. You cannot survive without black history. So you can run all you want to with your light skin and your bleach cream and whatnot. You're black. The whitest white man is black. The most hateful white racist the most hateful racist white man, you're black. You're black. Nigger calling a nigger. The joke is on all of y'all. Don't worry. I'll give y'all 18 years. You'll be saying the same thing. Science will be proving exactly what I'm saying. Everybody's from Africa. Ethiopia. Egypt. Whatever you want to call it. It was one land. The Garden of Eden. Everybody's from the Garden of Eden. So, African is the shining one. Africa is the shining one. That's why people who are connected to their African roots, we shine. Even white people who are connected to their African soul, that's why they sing the blues so well. That's why they play sports so well. Those who respect their African roots, they excel, period. Just look at anybody who excel, you see black somewhere around them and or in them. And it's not because of us, it's because of how science set it. So, the African energy is shining. And that's why they're after us. Policing the DNA is who we are. So we are being sought out. So those of us who are connected to our roots, our African roots, our foundational roots, those of us who are rooted in reality, those of us who seek reality, what is the truth in all this muddled up so-called education that they've been giving us. Those of us who are on that path, the truth seekers who are willing to accept the truth no matter how it makes us feel or what it changes in society. We are being sought out to be destroyed or silenced. And if they can't do those things, then they at least want people to not believe in what we're saying and see us as demented. Because if what we're saying spreads, it's going to change the world. The truth is going to set us all free. Those who hold us captive on a daily basis for thousands of years, you think they want to set us free? It means it changes their status. That's why they work so hard to seek me out, because I'm one of them. Listen to the things I say. Watch the things I do. It's absolutely clear who I am and who I am not. And I'm not changing because I'm not wrong. Because there's so many wrong paths, but there's only one right one. It's like, which wrong path do I choose if I choose to be somebody else besides who I am, which is real? That's dumb. That's what keeps us subjects. That's what keeps us slaves. That's what keeps the world as fucked up as it is. The guardians of the earth, they are very incompetent. They are very irresponsible. And since they don't want to do their job well, God is going to replace them with people like myself. Simple. Because the earth is the Lord's. It's not these people who are going around wanting to be God. It don't belong to them. It belongs to whoever God give it to. And God said the meek shall inherit the earth. The meek, who is the meek? The meek is people who listen to God. People who listen to the truth. People who try to be responsible. The people are suffering. We're all suffering. Our children are suffering. What do you do when you're sick? You need a doctor. The earth, the world need a doctor right now. And that's what I am. I'm a healer by nature. I'm going to dig some more, but let me clear my nostrils first. So they came to the Caribbean to find those of us who are in the Caribbean, to stray us from our path, to confuse us about our true purpose, to make us be afraid to get on our path for real. But we have to see past all that intimidation, all that confusion, so we can stay focused and be who God called us to be who God created us to be, even if nobody else believes in us. We need to make sure that we believe in ourselves because God believes in us. And it's only a matter of time before the world will have no choice but to believe in us, because our actions will speak for us. You will know them by their fruits. We don't just talk about it, we be about it. And we're not trying to be about it because we want to be exalted and all that. We be about it because we don't know how to be anything else. We don't know how to be anybody else, bruv. We were not made like that. And I'm sorry if that hurt your feelings. I'm sorry if that disrupt your program. But what you're doing hurt my feelings and disrupt my program. You people who want to uphold lies in society and keep suffering people in society, keep misleading people in society, you hurt my feelings and you disrupt my mission. So we are the same, but different. We are here. You're here and we are here. So yeah, we're here to police the DNA, or they're here to police our DNA. And that's why they came. They're here to police how we are made. We are shining Africans. We stand out because we were born to stand out. They've been tracking us for a very long time. They've been talking about how we, children like us, were born in the 80s or something like that. God is up to something. These movers and shakers, these current movers and shakers of the earth, they were up to something too, but God is also up to something. And it has everything to do with us. and what the future is going to look like. I'm telling you, we are the new world order, not these evil people. And they're not going to leave without a fight. So that's why I try to encourage you people not to believe anything that you see that happen. I'm sure they're going to do they're going to do some crazy shit to break our spirits. Don't believe that shit. This too shall pass. The world is changing, and they don't get to call the shots because they've done such a poor job. God is taking the power away from them and giving it to people like myself. We are going to be the new millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires. We are going to be the new politicians, the new lawyers, the new doctors, the new dentists, the new fashion designers. The world is changing, period. And we're going to make it change in the way that we want it to change. Because we are responsible. We are mature. So, to Malachi, I feel that God is talking to you and letting you know why they targeted me. So since you didn't know why you were put against me, why Nathan was put against me, why Craig was against me, why Karen was sent to Montserrat to target me, why all them people tried to intimidate me, why there was such a big old scheme of a big group of people working together to try and manipulate my life and manipulate my reputation and make people see me however the people at the top wanted people to see me, trying to ruin my reputation and make people see me as who I'm not. This is the reason why. So I feel like this is what God want to talk about. And this is God want you to understand the reason why I was being targeted by so many people, why they're willing to spend so much money and so much time trying to ruin me, trying to ruin how people see me, trying to make me feel afraid to go forward with my own thoughts and beliefs, trying to shut me up, trying to make me look like a crazy person so nobody believe in anything that I'm saying. This is the reason for this reading today. They're here to police the DNA of all the shining ones. I am a shining one. Let's see. So we got height, changed religion, fake birth certificate, change their mindset and beliefs. We got God, age birth to 10 years, learning life lessons, meat suit. We got mask and or fake bodysuit. It's a lie. New lifestyle. I'm feeling two more. Description. Nada. And age over 500 years. What's coming next? Age 11 to 20. Okay. So what's God saying with that part? Can you see the cards? I want y'all to see the cards so y'all know I'm not faking this shit. So we got height. So these people who are going out like they have they have the rights to make our lives difficult. They don't have no rights. Their license are fake. So your job to destroy me, Jakai, is fake. God didn't give that authority. It's them evil people that's giving you authority. You're working for evil people. You, Karen, Craig, Nathan, Wayne, if we ain't work for them too, all of y'all are working for the evil people. Y'all ain't working for God. Y'all ain't doing God's work. They're using y'all to fight against God's people. Siobhan, Cardon, Tremaine, Travis, who else? How many children Jacqueline got? Siobhan, Cardon, Tristan, Travis, Tremaine, Nicole, Duval, Shereen, all of them, they're making y'all fight against God's people. And y'all could be God's people too. You don't even know who the fuck you are. That's what's so funny about this whole thing. Chances are, at least one of y'all or some of y'all are a light worker or supposed to be a light worker like me. But the same way they tried to change me from being a light worker to being a dark worker is the same way they probably tried it on you and succeeded. They know who we are. We don't know who we are until we know who we are. That's why it's important for us to be real with ourselves. If something don't feel right to us, honor that. It's your guide. It's your GPS. It's your internal GPS. Stop making people talk you out of what you know to be true and what you know to be right. Stop making money encourage you out of what you know to be true and what you know to be right. Stop making status drag you out of what you know to be true and what you know to be right. Because if you are one like me, your future is so much more glorious. Money, you're going to have money that you can't even manage. You can't even keep track. Status, you're going to be known worldwide and interdimensionally. So whatever it is that you're after, if you were to walk your true path, God will give you that in abundance, cup full and running over. Real talk. That's why y'all hate me so much, because I shine so bright, because I'm so true to myself. That's the only reason why y'all hate me. It's not because I treat you people bad. It's because I shine so bright. Because I have the courage to be true to myself. But you see what being true to yourself brings you in this society as they have created it. It makes you an outcast. It makes you a target for destruction. And that's why a lot of people don't walk the walk. They hide who they are. They try everything to divert and go some other different path. But you're only keeping yourself down. Life is not for the weak. So they're here to police our DNA height. You see? What's the height of something? It's how big it is. So they're here to police our DNA height. We're too massive. We a big deal. People like me are all big deals, bruv. We are the future. And that's why those who are the movers and shakers now, that's why they're so scared of us. They're afraid of what we are about to become because they're afraid of what it means for them and their status. So we got changed religion to a fake birth certificate. So you see, what is religion? Religion is our moral code. So they're here to police our DNA height so that they can change our religion, change our moral compass. Because if we are beings of light, the world will be infected by our light. But if they change us from being beings of light, which beings of light is their opposition, because they are beings of darkness. So they try to change us to beings of darkness as well. They try to change our moral compass, make us be compromising with what we see is good and bad and wrong and right. They try to make us comfortable in doing evil. I've been tested. I saw them testing me. And I refused. So because we're shining so bright, they try to change our moral compass to a fake birth certificate. It's like, no, you're not a being of light. You're a being of the darkness. So we don't know ourselves. That's why change our mindset and belief come next. They're trying to change our mindset and belief. We got from God. Because after we got the God card, we got age, birth to 10 years. So we were born light beings. We are born of God. We are born God beings. That's why they tried so hard to change us. And that's why people would talk so much shit about the fact that I'm a good person. They call me goody two shoes like it's supposed to hurt my feelings. They tried to make me feel bad for doing the right thing. They tried to make me feel bad for liking right, for liking being a good person. So God, age birth to 10 years, learning life lessons. So we were born we were born God people, and it was for us to continue in that way. We got this meat suit, so it's a mask and or fake bodysuit, and it's a lie. Ooh, so that's saying uh the flesh. Don't trust your flesh. That's what I'm getting from that. Don't trust your flesh. So they would tempt us with lust. They tempt us with like beauty. How far would we go for beauty? They would tempt us with like alcohol. They tempt us with food. They tempt us with fashion. They tempt us with all these things. And God wants us to pay attention to our spiritual life, not the meat suit. God said you can't trust this. Whatever this is telling you, you need to suss out what your body is telling you. Because the body is carnal. And if you follow the body, you're gonna get into a lot of problems. You're gonna be led off your path. So we were born God people. We were born beings of light. So anyway, so God's saying, don't listen to the desires of the flesh. Don't let the 3D world make you into somebody else. So those are the life lessons that we learned. Is not to allow ourselves to be governed by our body and its desires, and not to be governed by our emotions as well. Not also to be governed by thoughts that come to us that aren't even true. So like worry and fear and like always thinking the worst and shit like that. God is saying we need to monitor our environment in its entirety. We have an intuition, we need to use it. We need to be careful of this physical world. So we got new lifestyle and blank over 500 years. So be careful of this physical world and this new lifestyle. It is nothing. Don't let the flesh lead you, because the flesh lead you to nothingness. So let's continue. We got age over 500 years. And then we got age over 11 to 20 years. So here we are growing up. Specific marks on the body. See, we're becoming more of who we are. And then we got age over 1,000 years. So the number doubled from 500 to 1,000. And then we got accent. You develop an accent based on where you have been in your mind. Because you could have never been to America and talk with an American accent. You could have never been to England and talk with an English accent. So what is that saying? So something about 500 at age 11 to 20 years. So I'm getting these numbers talking about development. Because remember, I started talking about from birth to 10 years, God was with us. So 500 comes in at 11 to 20 years. So that's talking about our development progress. The 500 is our development progress, right? Then we got specific marks on the body. So this is not talking about just the flesh, it's also talking about our mindset. Okay? If we stay on this path, we double 1,000. Okay? Then we got accent. So it's like our accent will be wherever we were at in our mind, the influences that we allowed to enter into us, the belief the belief system that we chose to make a part of our mental programming. You see? Because for example, I wasn't taken care of as a child in a way that would make me into a respectable, responsible adult. Yet, I became a respectable, responsible adult in spite of not having that influence around me. So, what is it that was keeping me on that track that now you look at my child as a measurement of my status as a woman and as a mother, and the level that my child has achieved outdoes the level of achievement of most of the children around her generation and the people who raised me. So Malika's a testimony of who I decided to be spiritually and mentally. Malika is a representation of my principles that she chose to accept as now her principles. So look at my child and look at the children all around her. Even women older than her. And we'll see the difference in the result of the path that I took in life and the path that they took in life. How your children end up like that? How did you end up being such a failure? It's because of what you chose to believe in your mind. It's because of the people that you chose to allow to influence your belief system and by extension, your decision-making system. It makes a difference. So specific marks on our life story, it doubled. So who I was as a child, I was a good person as a child. I told y'all from I was 4 years old, I believed in God. I've always tried to do the right thing. I have been misled into doing some wrong things, but not very often. I didn't allow myself. And I didn't attract that energy around me either, because that's just not who I am. And then from 11 to 20 years, I kept growing, and kept being who I am, in spite of all the things that are shifting around me. There's certain core principles that I still stuck to. Even though there was nobody teaching me to be like that, God was there. God always been there. I came here a God child. And Ptah, these Egyptian gods and the government and all them, they know this. So they were always watching me. That's why from I was born, they took me from my original birth mother. As far as I know, that could have been God doing that to hide who I was. Or hide who I am. Because now hardly anybody know who my birth mother is. So hardly anybody know who I truly am. Where are my roots? They see my dad. I believe that Lawton is truly my father. It was his male DNA that created me. But the woman, who is she? Nobody knows. Well, hardly anybody knows. Most people don't know. And I'm glad. I'm very happy about that. Because all these money grabbing, attention seeking, status wanting, fake ass people, I'm sure if they knew who my mother is, they would have treated me different because of where my background come from. They're probably rich people for all I know. And then that would have make all man like Mr. Allen see me as quote unquote worthy. Mr. Allen say, I thought Jacky would have bring home a rich woman. Instead, he bring home you. That's what Mr. Allen said to me. Translation, I am trash because I ain't got no money. Never mind the fact that I'm a woman who is good to his son. He didn't give a fuck about that. But Mrs. Allen treat him like a bumbleclot king. He deserved to be treated like a king, but his son being treated like a king, it don't matter. I didn't give your son a hard time. I was very accommodating and patient. The only thing I stand up for what the fuck I believed in. But I respected your son and I loved your son and I was loyal to your son. And your son's family became my family. But all that didn't matter to you because Shanel don't have no money. Looked at me like I was trash. Because I'm not rich. And then when I did try to start my business that would have made me rich because I am good at plaiting hair. I am good at taking care of dreadlocks. Y'all did everything that you could behind the scenes. Well, that was the US government and Ptah and them. To ruin my business. Make people not come and support my business. I would have been rich long time ago. Shanel may not be rich, but Shanel got so many talents and gifts that could make her rich. Shanel is already rich. Shanel take her sexy self and put on she mountain clothes and go into the bush to go chop and dig and pull up weed and help your son farm. Shanel don't even mind doing it in a society right there in the yard where all these people are passing sexy Shanel in the bumbleclot garden and get she hand them dirty. That should tell you what type of woman I am. It's a survival thing. And I'm not too cute to be real. Food for eat. When everybody else are scorned farming, I'm there happy doing it. Because it kept me looking sexy without an effort. People don't understand. I was never a regular chick. I was an exceptional chick. Y'all just didn't appreciate me. Y'all couldn't you couldn't see past the fact that I didn't have no money. While all the while, people are doing things to ruin the little business that I'm starting for myself to help provide for my family. But y'all don't want to talk about that part. No, Shanel was just lazy and unambitious and broke. My business would have taken off long time. There's not many people in a Montserrat who can bumbleclot plat like me. I was exceptional. Quick. Neat. Before edge control. Stylish. Let Jevon tell you. Styles where they have coming out now, Jevon been wearing them because of me. Styles that hit Instagram 2, 3, 4 years ago, Jevon been wearing them. Since 2003, 2004, 2005. Fuck y'all talking about? Trying to make me believe I'm a loser. How? Jevon been wearing hairstyles that people only just recently started to get. I was too good. Overqualified. Actually. Y'all don't measure up to me. That's why a lot of y'all were glad to get me out of the bumbleclot way. Because I ain't ready. Advanced. Always. Me that. There's no way that I could have convinced me that I am less than. I step out the Rastafari and step into bumbleclot soca. And inspired so many people to find their confidence within to go try soca. Even you, Malachi. Everything I do, I excel. Because I'm a woman of excellence. The fact that I'm broke is not because I am nothing. It's because y'all try your damnedest to make sure that I do not be seen as who I truly am in the eyes of the public. Everything I do, I exceed expectations and raise standards. Me, Shanel Greene. True or false? A bumbleclot true. That's why you fear me. Y'all are jealous. Them yellow suits that I made for do the soca show, me and Karen. Make Karen look like she is somebody in a little. Look how simple. The yellow was quite like this as well. It was a yellow suit like this. We looked good. Me and Karen could have been doing great shows all around Montserrat, but Karen didn't come to Montserrat pan no calm, friendly vibe. Karen come to Montserrat to fucking hate on me and ruin me. That was the mission. Me and Karen could have make a kick-ass team. Sister soldiers. It was real for me, but it was all a joke for her. Me and Karen walked by Silk Cut Shop by Mr. Howbar one night, just freestyling. Even down a berry down there freestyling, we never even practiced together. And look at what we can do together. Just off the top of our head. I've always been a woman of excellence. Y'all were always keeping me down. And then Mr. Allen got enough to talk about how I expect Jackai to bring home a rich woman. Instead, he bring you home. Bitch, I'm more than all your bumbleclot son them put together. I'm more than all your son woman them put together. I am more than all your son woman them and his friend woman them put to fucking together. Instead of supporting me, y'all try to fucking ruin me, kill me. God sent me to be a blessing to your family. The first thing that came out in the first deck was I was a gift. And it's the second reading that's saying that I was a gift to your family, Mr. Allen. God gave me as a gift to your family. Y'all were supposed to protect me. Help me grow. Encourage me. Support me. And I would do the same for you. I belonged to your family. Not anymore. God sent me as a blessing to your fucking family. And anybody else who God put me in your life as a blessing to you. I was a gift to you, Craig. I was a gift to you, Nathan. And I was a gift to you, Wayne. And all y'all chose to treat me like shit. I thought that shit was funny. Thought that you were hurting me. I swear y'all are hurting me. My life is good. How's yours? Terrible. I know. Who God bless, no man curse. Who God bless, nobody can curse. I'm a bumbleclot walking representation of that. Who God bless, none of you can curse. And that me say. And that me live. Let me see what else was coming behind this. So we got 81 to 100. And then we got 250. And then we got vaccine. Look, fake certificate. Yeah, they shut themselves out to the... Yeah, because they're criminals, bro. So accent. I was who I was. Because that's who I trained myself to be. Then we got 81 to 100 years. And we got 250 years. Or it's not years, but it's like development. Y'all are underdeveloped. My nose. Hang on. So this is y'all being childish. So my level was like 500 and then I doubled to 1,000. Y'all are at 100 and 250. Y'all are half of what I am in stature. And then you vaccine yourself with this fake certificate of being a criminal. You shut yourself out of the blessing of being in my life. We got 3,000 living grand. You see? So y'all were criminals so that you could be more than me. 3,000. You wanted to be seen as more than me so y'all could live grand. Y'all did it for money. Y'all sell me out for money. You sell me out for money and status and power. You sell me out for fame. Ah, oh God, when you could have been shining like me. There's no way that I could have been making money and not give y'all. You are my family. Well, you were my family. You're not my family anymore. All y'all, Mr. Allen family, Venerine family, all y'all. There's no way that Shanel would have been making money and not be giving some to you people. Once Shanel got money, all y'all got money. But no. Y'all want to compete with me. Y'all want to compete with me because y'all thought that you could do better than me without me. Let me dig some more. Me like the gossip. So me got fluent in multiple languages and ran away. And then we got runaway. Cashless society. Interesting. So y'all basically wanted to seem like you're more than me, although y'all are so underdeveloped. Y'all are just like at 100 status and 250 status. When I was like at 500 and 1,000. I was already excelling way past y'all standard. I was too good for y'all. When God put me in your life, I was too good for y'all. I came into your life a fucking genius. I came into your life a star. Nobody taught me how to plait. And I opened my little business and was able, I could have taken over Montserrat with the plaiting. Y'all didn't teach me that. I came to y'all skilled, not a beggar. Craig, I make license plate, me go and me help Craig make license plate and nobody ever taught me how. Me just watch what he do and do them. I'm the type of woman that will go with you to a freaking construction site and be on there fucking doing whatever I can do on the construction site. Easy and happy. I'm the type of woman that would have go and work for public works, fucking taking care of the roads and shit. I'm that girl. Fuck a gender role. As long as my period not bother me, I would do what I have to do. I was that girl. I am survivor. Fuck a cute, get cute after I come off work and I wash my skin. You won't believe it's the same person. I don't really like working on garbage trucks. I don't think I could work on a garbage truck, but I probably would work on a garbage truck. I'd probably create my own mask to work on a garbage truck. Cause there's no way that me go step on the back of the garbage truck and smell all the stinking smell there all morning and all day. I want a whole hazmat suit to work on a garbage truck. I would have started a new standard of garbage collection. Because it's a dangerous job and it's a smelly job. My clothes not supposed to be exposed to the rubbish. I'm that girl. I didn't come to you people an empty vessel. I come to y'all full. Able to stand on my own 2 feet. I was never a beggar. And then when I finally wanted to start to make my own business, you want to fight me because no Rasta supposed to have no here business. Fuck that, we broke. We broke and I'm not selling my pussy. I think that doing here is a respectable job as a Rastafarian. At least it's higher up on the scale than selling my pussy. Let me see what madness this is saying. So living grand, we got fluent in multiple languages and then ran away. So something multiple. Living grand. And we got fluent in multiple. I don't think this is about languages. So this is talking about gifts. This is talking about talents. So y'all were fluent in multiple gifts and y'all ran away from your gifts. And you kept running away from your gifts and that made you cashless. So instead of using the gifts that God gave y'all to make your lives better, y'all kept running away, just like Venerine run away from being a fucking chef. Venerine's supposed to have a restaurant and a fucking cleaning company by now. But y'all run away from the gifts that God gave y'all to become criminals. Y'all want quick, easy, plenty money. Let's read on. So y'all run away from the gifts that God gave y'all, fluent in multiple gifts. It says languages, but this is about your gifts. You ran away and that made you cashless. So then y'all became desperate. Let's see, we got water. So that's being kind and loving, emotions. Fake passport. And we got 15,000. And we got description Chinese. And we got a birthmark of hopelessness. You see? And then you want to hide. Because you changed your educational system. See, the difference with me and y'all is I didn't change my educational system. I came here as a godchild. Y'all came here as godchild too. And then y'all changed up. Y'all changed up on God. And y'all when you changed up on God, it led you to a life of poverty. God gave y'all gifts and talents, and instead of perfecting your gifts and working towards it and standing up for your rights to be the best that you can be in the work world, like me, y'all let something turn you away from your gifts, and that made you broke. So y'all held yourselves back, and that made you broke. So then we got water, and then we got fake passport. What's a passport? A passport is basically a document that it's like an ID document, and it's also it also give you the it clears the way for you to transport. It changes it paves, it clears the way, it opens doors. Basically a passport opens doors. Okay, it's like a legal document that opens doors to other places for you. So we got water with a fake passport. So y'all were pretending to be nice. So your cashless society, y'all became cashless. Then y'all started putting on brave faces like all is well. So this would be y'all trying to convince the people around you that no, we don't have any money problems, when really and truly you do have money problems. So y'all were putting on a brave face like y'all got money, but y'all didn't have no money. You got fake passport. So by you pretending to be rich, it opened certain doors for you. Okay, let's read on. So then we got 15,000, and then we got Chinese. Well, how the Chinese come into this? What's the Chinese energy about? I need a clarification. Because I'm invested. I want to know what the fuck that is talking about. I want to know what the hell happened. So y'all were broke coming to Montserrat acting like y'all are rich. And you, Venerine, and all of y'all were broke. Because God gave y'all talents, and instead of using your talents, y'all decided y'all want quick money. So y'all deserted your talents and started turning into witches and warlocks and shit. Y'all started turning into criminals, thinking you could get money quicker and you could get plenty money. Yeah, but if you did use your skills and talents that God gave you, you would have built slower, but you would have something that was long lasting and your moral compass would have still been intact. You don't have to fucking hurt anybody else in order for you to make money, in order for you to live grand. But y'all think it's okay to be a criminal as long as nobody know. Well, now every fucking body know, because I'm telling them. Y'all are a bunch of fakes. Y'all are a bunch of phonies. Bumbleclot wannabe criminals. You're terrible at that too. Because y'all want to look rich. Y'all want to build big house and drive expensive cars. And y'all don't want to work for it. That's primary school vibe. God say y'all are childish. What's at the bottom of the deck? Yeah, because it's secret. You think that once nobody know, that it's okay. Ah, well, I'm telling everybody. That's who y'all are. That's who y'all hide from the world. Me not call Mrs. Allen name in this. Mrs. Allen and Mr. Allen are two completely different people. They come from two completely different schools of thought. I do not know. Mr. Allen need to consider himself one of the luckiest man in the entire existence to have a woman like Mrs. Allen. Because he don't deserve a woman like Mrs. Allen. Them come from two different sides of the track. They are not the same. Mr. Allen, you need to consider yourself a very, 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 very lucky man to have Mrs. Allen as a wife. God was on your bumbleclot side when he gave you Mrs. Allen. Believe that. Know that. Chinese. Psychological manipulation, laws of the land, gang leader, and airport. So y'all were pretending to be rich, and that opened doors for you. And we got 15,000. So y'all went to people who were more advanced than you. And then came in the psychological manipulation. So this is the government. This is where the government comes into the story. Laws of the land. Sorry, I should show y'all. Psychological manipulation, laws of the land, gang leader. That would be the Patan, the US government, and all those secret societies at the head of the operation. And airport. The words that they were saying, psychological manipulation. So they manipulated y'all by selling y'all a dream, which is if you attack Shanel, you'll be all right. At the bottom of the deck, we got government representative or agent freelance. So you see, so y'all were broke. So when the job come to hurt Shanel, it was like, oh, the heavens were shining upon you, or so you thought. Because you have a birthmark of hopelessness because you hide and changed your educational institution. So you became someone that God didn't create you to be. And that gave you a sense of hopelessness. And that led you to a life of crime. And here we are, exposing you. Y'all knew you were wrong for how you treated me. Y'all know that you weren't supposed to treat me like that. What did Shanel do to deserve that? That's why God is beating at your ass so hard. That's why God is exposing you in the worst way. Because for you to do what y'all did to somebody like me, it says a lot about how low your moral bar is. Y'all weren't supposed to be doing that to somebody like me and feeling comfortable to do it. I didn't do anything to deserve being treated the way that y'all treated me. Whether it's for money or for status or for fame or for whatever. Shanel was good to you. Shanel was good to all of you. And that's why God is dealing so severely with you all right now. That brings us to the end of this message. All y'all government representatives and agent freelance. Y'all think that that would justify? Y'all think that that would make you treating me like this right? Bitch, I'm not a criminal. You send police for criminals, not for innocent people. Learn that.